Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Profit in Peace. My name is CG, and I can't wait to share with you what I have for you today. Now, today we're going to talk about something that is really, well, I wouldn't say exciting, but really anxious, where it is actually something real that is going on in the world, which is, you know, the current, I mean, like, the current, there's current war like going on between there's this current war, right? There's this current war between the United States and Iran. I'll check. One, two, three. Sound check. One, two. Well, hello guys, welcome back to Profit in Peace. Today is gonna be an exciting day because I'm gonna share with you what is actually going on in the gold market and around the world. Now, I want to say something, which is this one. You never really want a serious crisis, to go to waste. Then this word is actually by Ram Emanuel, right? And it's actually from a White House chief of staff. And crisis actually move, in the markets. Just a, just a moment. Concurrent viewers. Okay, guys, today we're going into the gold market and to see, do we have any trading opportunity going on in the market. Gold has been surging for at least 2% for the past 2 days due to the US and Iranian war. And right now, let us move to a upper time frame and have a closer look on what is actually going on in the market. Okay, first thing first, I always start with the H4 H, right? All right, let's go to the 4H. H. All right, let's take a look at the market, shall we? We have 4H. Well, since that today is gonna be the day where not many people are coming in to check this live stream out, I'll just gonna be chill and do my thing. Really try to understand what's going on in the market. Yeah, I'm gonna do my thing. All right, guys, if you guys are in the live stream, feel free to say hi, don't be shy. And right now, what you're looking at, what I'm actually doing as of 3rd of March, or not 3rd of March, 2nd of March 2026, Monday in Malaysia time. And I'm currently analyzing the gold market and really want to have a closer look on what is the current market state. And usually, how do I trade the market? Well, I trade the market by understanding what is the market state rather than the market direction. So I use auction market theory as my main hypothesis. So to me, it is unnecessary to understand the direction of the market. And the more important part, a big part about my trading is to really understand what is the current state of the market rather than, the direction of the market. Because, like, who knows the direction of the market? Nobody knows. A big part about auction market theory is this. You're gonna have, you're actually gonna, what you do is that you have a hypothesis, and people that trade using auction market theory is using the hypothesis of every moment, every single moment where the price is moving around is actually belongs to that particular moment where buyer and seller is constantly fighting for a price to agree upon, right? So what we do is that we don't try to forecast or predict the direction of the market, but we want to have a better understanding on the current regime, the current state of the market. And what do I mean by, a current state of the market? Well, most of the time, the market is actually not trendy. You see, most of the time, the market is in balance, right? In and out. I mean, in, not imbalance, it's imbalance, which is, the market is have a very, I mean, I would say Zen approach between buyer and seller, where they just agree to trade, in that state. And I'm going to give you an example on what do I mean by that. So usually if I want to, there's two ways for you to look, to analyze and find out about the state of the current market. And what you can do, the first way would be what I usually start with is I'm going to use the fixed range volume profile. And what you do is that you go from the swing lows, the previous swing lows, and then you go to the latest swing highs, and then you can have a good glimpse, where is actually the market been trading. So this black tick right here is actually what we call point of control, and point of control is where the most auction is being made, the most deals are being made, which is buyer and seller agree to make a lot of trade in this price. And right here you see this point of control is 4987, which is around like $5,000. And just to have a better glimpse on the current market state, what I would do is to really set it here and then do it here again. and then you, there you go, you have a second one, right? This is the second one. And then here we want to have a third one, fixed range volume profile. Okay, then you go from here and here. Okay, so yeah, you see currently we have a good glimpse on where the market actually, you know, prefer to trade, you know, between buyer and seller. And before I continue, let me check YouTube and see is there anybody, you know, really checking out uh, what's going on. All right, so here we will have a good glimpse on, you know, what is the current state. So for tonight, I don't think that I'm gonna trade it tonight. I'm gonna just go through this analysis together with you and really, you know, map out the direction that I'm gonna be trading tomorrow. So it's gonna be a zen, chill kind of approach where, you know, I'm not gonna rush things. I'm just gonna have a good look, you know, just to prep for my intraday trading tomorrow. So here, before that, I wanna see, you know, what is the market, you know, currently been. And then I'm gonna go here. Have it. Since it's a chill session, what I'm gonna do is to really try to map it out and have a good glimpse on, you know, what is the current price are like in the gold market. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? Welcome, my community from Telegram. Well, currently we're looking at the gold market, so I'm trying to map out the zone for us to trade tomorrow. So, yeah, if you're trading gold, you want to have someone to analyze together and have a chat, feel free, to leave your comment. Previously, it seems that the price is prefer to trade around this corner, you see? So, hey Sam, thanks for coming in, man. What's up? Well, what I'm currently doing is to map out the, the direction that we can actually trade tomorrow for tomorrow's session. As you guys know that it is turbulence time during crisis, and I have a friend that is, supposed to be flying to Paris today, and the flight is being canceled. So yeah, turbulence times. Right now, we're gonna have a good look, have a good look on what's actually gonna go on with the market. Since it's a chill session, I'm gonna take my time, nothing much, just a chill session, and really try to map out. Well, thanks, Sam. Thank you very much. Thank you for spending time, coming in here. Well, hello, Luca. Thank you for coming in. Anyway, can you guys listen to the music? Is the mute I did, manage to upgrade the live stream setting, and I don't know, can you guys listen to the music? Is there music going on? You know what I find fascinating about the current price of gold is that, it seems like the power to keep on surging up is like weakening. You see, it's obviously weakening somewhere around this place. Michael 9966 still got any chance for gold? Well, I'm taking a good look. Not going to, have any opinions now yet. For now, just have a good look and we'll see how it goes. Well, it seems like most of the upside is being wiped out. Right now, we're gonna go to one. Let me get some help from my helper right here. Hey, Guff, can you please help me to check, the latest current news about the Iranian and US war? And I want the latest up-to-date news that is utmost reliable, that is based on 2nd of March 2026. And don't give me like long-winded report. It is meant to be a very composed, minimal, summarized information that my audience can read together with me. So treat it as a very compact version, fundamental analysis on what's going on in the world right now, so that we can, have some perspective from fundamental analysis as well. Thanks. Right, let's see. We're gonna do some fundamental analysis together with my AI assistant. All right, let's take a look at the global update. All right, so global Iran-US conflict, what just happened? Well, US and Israel launched major coordinate strikes on Iran. This has happened over the weekend, for Saturday and Sunday. We all know that. And Iran actually retaliated with missile and drone attacks across the region, including Dubai and Doha. So fighting is expanding through proxies, including Hezbollah involvement. So yeah, market reaction, gold surged for 2 to 3%, expected as a safe haven. And stock futures fell globally. Oil's price jumped sharply. Why market care? Yep. Current market regime, uncertainty expanding, volatility increasing, and capital rotating towards safety, which is gold. Okay, so geopolitical escalation triggered global risk repricing, and gold is reacting at a primary safe haven. Yep. So we are expecting gold to still have that kind of power, but before that, let me ask one more question. So based on the previous historical data that we gathered, previously, Usually how long does this, this kind of escalation last? I mean, for the price to keep on surging. Yeah, guys, I want you guys to take a look at this one. So usually like this is an initial shirt. So this is like within 1 or 3 trading days. This is what we call like a shock reaction, an initial surge, which is the price have that kind of reaction, but still, it is just like a temporary reaction. It's not forming a trend yet. It is still not forming, a zone that it is um tradable. And then after a few days, typical, it start to went on expansion phase, which is sustained search window, and typical duration is going to be 7 to 14 trading days, right? So this is historically the strongest continuation period. So it happens in the Ukraine war, the Iraq border war, a Gulf war as well. So this is the tradable window, you know historically. So yeah, we're aiming for, this is like the third day of the war, and we're looking forward for the fifth day, 6 days onwards, and we'll see how it goes from there. Right, thanks. Let's get back to the chart. Well, Michael say, isn't we can use AI for us give a signal? Well, for me personally, I don't use AI to give me signal. I use AI to brainstorm with me so that I can have a second opinion. I never use AI to give me signal because all the things that AI can do for you is to give you previous, past historical data, and past data doesn't equals to future, but past data can be relied on as a hypothesis. A hypothesis is not something that for you to get guaranteed profit. It's just for you as a reference, so that when you make judgment now, and you have more grounded feeling when you do the trade. So that is how I use AI. I use it for brainstorm. I don't really use it for signal trading. Kelly Solomon, I stayed awake just to see your live tonight. Thank you very much, Kelly. Thanks for the support. It's just gonna be a chill session, guys. Just gonna map out, prepare for tomorrow's session. So yeah, if you guys have time, feel free to sit in and just chill with me. Great. Yeah, I can show you guys how I analyze and use AI as well. So yeah, if you feel like, you know, want to take a good look on how do I use AI, just feel free to sit in. There you go. So I've uploaded like three screenshot of the current gold price, and I want you to tell me what's your thoughts. Because I've been drawing the trend line. It's not trend line. I'm drawing the market state all the way from, the daily time frame. And from the daily time frame, I spotted, I'm using fixed range volume profile to actually spot, the zone between 4989 and 50, I think 5058, which is the purple block that you see in the image. Those are, where the previous buyer and seller prefer to trade zone. and I draw that. That is actually way all the way from the daily time frame. I know that it's not that relevant when we are trading intraday, but still I want to see, from a macro perspective, where is the price actually going, and previously where is the balance auction price where buyer and seller agree to trade. And then I went to the 4 hour time frame. I use the same method as well, which is a fixed range bottom profile. And I spotted, it is actually located at 5179.59, which is the blue color horizontal line that you see in the chart. Okay. And then I went on to the 1 hour and I spot, the latest um price point of control between the buyer and seller using the same indicator as well, which is 5394. Now, based on what I'm looking at the chart, okay, and I want you to be non-biased and stay objective as my trading partner. And I'm looking at, a range where we are having, a crisis currently, where fundamentally, in a macro point of view, usually gold will keep on going up, right? Which is for the past 3 days, it has been surging for nearly 2%. And currently the price is, flirting around like 5352. And to me, the question would be, you know, would the price, went from balance and then went from to expansion, and then will the pullback be strong enough to really, go back to the previous balanced state? Now, what I want you to help me to do is to really help me to analyze all the image that I send you and help me to really, spot the pattern that maybe I foresee, that I miss out, and tell me where is the real, buyer and seller auction zone that you spotted the pattern as an AI. Thank you. Well, auction depreciation, that zone is no longer an active trading decision area. It is now a structural value memory from macro support, not an intraday magnet. This is good. Cool. So you see, this is actually how I use AI. I want it to like erase my bias. So, based on what we have right here, it actually helps me to erase a bias, which is, it is a structural value memory, not an intraday magnet. Okay, I cannot see it like a magnet. So which means what I'm gonna do next is that I'm gonna go back to the chart and I'm gonna delete this, which is irrelevant anymore. The more I put it there, the more easily it will create a bias for me. Okay, so I'm gonna delete that. And then we move on to the next one. 4H, okay. So 4H intermediate auction. Balance acceptance initial buy and launch here, which is a 5179. Yep, this zone. Yep, this is a true reference, not historical declaration. Price revisit here. Market is no longer in clean expansion. Auction will be testing whether higher prices are still accepted. Yep. So for this particular line right here, it is going to be the real structural line. All right, this is going to be the real structural line that we can rely on, which is it can be seen as a magnet. Okay, it's sort of can act as a potential magnet. So for the 1H POC 53, current behavior, fast initiative rally into new highs, price stalls exactly near 5394. Rotation begins. Yep, rotation begins. Momentum compresses. The market is not trending cleanly anymore. It is doing directional move. Micro balance forming at highs. Yep, this is classic option behavior after news driven expansion. So here's the key insight. I'm asking, will the price pull back to the previous balance? But option asks a different question, right? Where is the new value forming? This is, really good. So where is the new value forming? Okay, this is the question that I should be asking myself. Market rally teleports back immediately to old balance after successful value integration. So it's between 5370 and 5395. Let's take a look. Yep, this is gonna be the new zone. Zone B, last confirmed value, initiative origin, structural support. Yeah, my core question is, will the pullback be strong enough to return to the prior balance? No, not the primary. Well, based on the pattern recognition, it is not the primary probability right now. Yeah, mainly no strong rejection yet. Okay, now we gain enough information. Let's get back to the chart. All right, now we have a good glimpse, on where we can actually play around tomorrow. Let's go to the 5 minutes. All right, guys, now we found it. For tomorrow, we're gonna play around this section right here. Okay, so yeah, guys, it's gonna be like a short session tonight. I'm planning to do it 2 p.m., 4 p.m. today, but there's a sudden issue, pop up, and then I need to focus on that. And yeah, just a quick update for you guys. Starting from next week, you guys gonna see something very, very special that is prepared by me and the other two teacher. Right, we did a new project today so that we can give you more transparency, more authenticity, and more more context that I think you might like. Okay, and I'm gonna keep it as a surprise. I'm not gonna disclose and reveal anything for you guys yet, And I want you guys to stay tuned, because start from next week, you guys gonna see something very special that we prepare for you guys in forex. And for today's session, I'm not gonna do a 2 hour session. I'm just gonna do like a mapping, because tomorrow we're gonna have a session together where I'm gonna teach you guys how do I fully utilize the current crisis. Okay, and right now I'm gonna show you guys a small little glimpse on. All right, I'm gonna show you a small little glimpse on what do I gonna talk about tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow is gonna be something about this quote. Okay, a quote by Rahm Emanuel, which is the White House chief of staff back at 2008 financial crisis. Well, he famously said this quote: "You never want a serious crisis to go to waste." Okay, and because crises actually move markets, you know, geopolitically, geopolitical escalation increase all this uncertainty, and capitals always seeks for safety. So gold tend to be, this instrument that always absorb global risk. And tomorrow I'm gonna actually reveal to you guys how can we actually benefit from this crisis. For me, I'm gonna show you guys I've deposited show you guys this one. Wait, right? Me personally, I've deposited. Wait. Can't you guys see it? Oops, just a moment. Why is it not showing anything? Well, for information, what I did is that I've deposited $3,000 for this particular campaign. And what I'm gonna do is to really, try to flip the account for the next 10 days, okay, using $3,000 account. And I'm gonna try to benefit from, this entire gold rush. So we're gonna scalp together, we're gonna do intraday trading together. And start from tomorrow, I'm gonna make the announcement so that you guys can actually see how I'm gonna flip the $3,000 account into, who knows the figure. Okay, so we're gonna really try to benefit from the crisis, and I can't wait to share with you guys the entire campaign tomorrow. And yeah, tomorrow is the day that I'm gonna teach you guys how can we benefit from the crisis. We don't want to waste a serious crisis like this one. Okay, and I want you guys to stay tuned. And tomorrow, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., feel free to come back to our session. And yeah, peace out. So I've mapped out the structure already, and this is gonna be the structure that we're gonna play around tomorrow. And tomorrow morning, I'm gonna do one more analysis on, how is the current war going on and the price going on in the gold market, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow, right? So guys, thank you very much for joining the live stream. It's a very short stream, and thank you Luca, Kelly, Michael, and Sam, to being part of this small little session right here with me. My name is Kelvin, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.